Well, welcome in. This Shanika, your solistic jewelry artist, and I am coming with a video doing our sip and soul time because hubby decided to barbecue knowing it's my sip and soul time. So I'm gonna give it to him today. And I said, well, let me go and create a video for you guys. And that's what I'm doing. So we can do our flip through. Kind of go up some. The book. And let me see if I can turn this light out. Yeah, I think it's enough light. Or if I can try to turn it on and go down. Oh, yeah. Cool. Didn't know that. So let's create a quick flip through. Let's see. I think I got a voicemail. Yeah, I did. Okay. So I created the front of the book to show you that the Tennessee State Welcome Center Fam Tour, these are the dates. And this was a actual sheet that was in the book once we got to Reed County that they had for us, a little packet. And I was able to save it and put this in the front of my binder. I tried to create a more of a portfolio style book. That way, it's not so much of a junk journal. I wanted to leave this one at work and leave my actual junk journal I made from last road trip for my work at home. I will try to find something to kind of stick here if I can take that out. And let's kind of flip through. I don't need that. Let me move that. So what I did here was, let me see, I might have to. What I did here was add an actual cut off of the Tennessee highway map. And I kind of glued it. I didn't decoupage it, but I glued it onto the back, the inside of this notebook. And I highlighted. I actually got a highlighter. It must be in the kitchen because I just had it. Let me see. So I'm going to highlight these the different counties we went to. Sequatchie County. We went to Polk County. We went to Blesso County. And we went to Reed County. And I tried to kind of highlight the way we came off of 40 and where we went. I did not finish because I was trying to figure out how do we go from here once the time zone changed down 40 to over in Reed County. I don't remember us going down 68, but I'm sure we did. I just need to look at the map and Google it and see how we went that way. Or did we go through Cumberland to get that way? So I found, of course, you'll see some stickers throughout. I don't need them. And I just randomly stuck some stickers. It's okay to not have everything figured out. I stuck that there. I like it. And what I did here was kind of, let me move my water. I kind of did start with the lodging. And we spent our first day traveling from one welcome center to Nashville. And I wanted to capture that. We stayed overnight and we met up in Reed County. So that's why I said I'll put the address in to kind of get that. So I look at the hotels and use that to help me map out on the road map and highlight it to finish it. So what we did was the first day, let me see if you all can see it. We met on our road trip. These are the ladies that I travel with. Great ladies. Our driver is, what is our Jessica. Then we have that travel with me is Miss Lucinda, and you have Ashley, and you have Angela. And these are some little the bookmarks that I made for the ladies. There go Ashley's. And so here we are getting ready to leave Jessica Center. She is Haywood Solar Farm. She's the manager over there. And so we went to Loveless for lunch. This is after we had lunch. We took a photo. Here we are at the actual restaurant. And I kind of made a note. What I just mentioned to y'all. That from there we head to Nashville. And I took this little sticker that I found. And we stayed at the Sheraton Music City Nashville Hotel. And I actually kept the Loveless, kind of like their food. What do you call it? Like their guide or their orders you can place. Their bulk orders, not a menu, but you can actually order Loveless food to go. They biscuits, I mentioned to y'all how delicious they were. And so if I ever want to place an order, I kept it in the book, or anybody that sees it. Let's see if I can get that there. Okay, I took a photo and put it on the back. There's the address. And this kind of, what do you call it? Kind of like sign shows you the history of the restaurant. And once we made it there is, I actually got I got a picture I took of that, of the lakeside grill that we ate at. Then we went hiking it Tuesday evening. And so, of course, we checked in our hotel. Then we went to this Spring City Depot and History Museum. Oh, rain plan replacement for the hike. That's what we was going to do. But that was in case it would have been bad weather, we would have went here. So, of course, we went that Tuesday to I got to sneeze. To the museum. Bless me. And that's me outside of the Scoops Trial Museum and Historic Courthouse. That's me and Miss Lucinda, Miss Lou. We took a picture in front of the courthouse. And these are also other pictures that I took along, because at the bottom of the museum, there's actually another complete area that they turned into a museum that tells you of the history and heritage. And I decided to take these photos while I was there of us downstairs getting toured and a presentation. And here is actually from slavery to PhDs, people that actually who family line have went from slavery and family members all the way to a PhD. And I thought that was very knowledgeable, and I wanted to have that also. And so here we are. Wednesday, we went to a Ocoee farm. And here is a Ocoee. I got to name this little stuffed animal because I had so much trouble pronouncing the actual river. I was like, Ocoee. And Jessica said, well, I can help you remember, Shanika. She said, use the jingle for Coca-Cola. And I thought that was hilarious, but it helped me to remember. So, Ocoee Lake. So that was so cool. So I got to name him Ocoee. And the actual farm we was at, these are some of the things that they offers. lodging, just a lot of experiences you can, excuse me, enjoy. From field trips, birthdays, just tour. And then, of course, the sloth encounter was wonderful. I did not print off all of those pictures, but I could do a slideshow of the pictures if y'all would like for me to do that. And here me and Nicole, we are in the car. On the farm, I did get to hold and play with the baby goats. So this me and a goat. And then from there, we went to Myrtle Cafe, which was such a beautiful cafe. They actually grew their own. They have an actual garden out back that they grow their own food. And so from the garden to the table. And so this us having lunch inside. And there's another picture that the cafe offered was to watch the cooks cook. And that was beautiful. That was a really nice cafe. So let's see where we go from there. We went to Lake Ocoee Marina. And I'm surprised I didn't print off a picture there, but I do have these. I have them in my phone. And so from the river, we did a Batoon lake ride. Surprised I didn't print those pictures off. And from there, we went to Go Forth Creek in Copper Hill. And I think that's where we were at that lake. And yeah, that's where we were. Then we went to Copper Hill Park that I actually do have some pictures. Let's see what my pictures are. Okay, here they are. No, it's not. No, these, I was putting these up. What did I do with the pictures? Oh, I know what I do with them. I think I stuck them back here. Yeah. So here they are. So okay, here's the park that the park ranger manager took us on. Not these yet, but these is the one that let me set these over here, that the ranger actually took us on. So we went from the farm. Well, we went from the farm to lunch, and I showed you those pictures. And from lunch, we went and did the Batoon Lake ride. And from there, we went to the state park. And let me see, so from the state park, those would be these pictures here. And my gosh, wasn't it the most fun? These are from the state park. And I will put a little clip in there and show y'all. And so from the state park, we went to Copper Hill, which was the Welcome Center, the Brewing Company, and the Copper Mine Candle. So we was in downtown Copper Hill. And of course, from there we had lunch. So I do have that. I took this picture when we was at the Copper Hill Brewer for lunch. And also while we was there, we was in the Copper Mine. I remember showing y'all, this is a company that actually creates shea butter candles. And I did print off this picture from them. This is a mother and daughter business that they own. And here they are making these margarita wax candle mix. And they smelled so divine. And so I kept their flyer and their picture from downtown. And then, like I said, we went from there to lunch for the end of the day. That was a nice place. It was a beautiful brewer. This is a place where all of the friends, it was like 4 couples that bought a old Napa gas station and created it and turned it into a brewer company that does so much, from lunch to selling all kind of liquors. And this is a distillery, so it's great. It was great experience. And so that ended Wednesday. So here we are in Thursday. And Thursday we were able to go. First we went to this flying camp, paragliding, and it's also called the Lunch Pad. And it was in Sequatchie Valley that I showed y'all. That was here. Let me show y'all. That was here in Sequatchie County in Dunlap City. So we was here. What a beautiful experience. And you can see the pictures that we was up high and we can look down into the valley. And I also got some more pictures that we was up there. And I kind of was able to, we all was able to look down into the valley. What a beautiful scene. I am going to put a message up here. And then from there, we went to a place called the Dunlap Coke Oven Museum. And I was, now they was closed for floor renovation, but we was able to just go around. And that's me at one of their big, they had a train that into this little entry into the cave. I call them the tunnels, that used to go in and out of the tunnels in the back here. And so they actually just kept them for memorabilia, and you're able to just take a picture of them. And I just stood by and had someone take me a picture. On this side, I am actually in the actual cook ovens, what they used to, what they say, the ovens had on some deterioration, but still remain most historical agricultural integrity. The oven are listed as the National Register of Historic Places. So they actually list these as one of the historic places. And these beehive coke ovens was used, what did they tell me? Interior open at the top and the side. The railroad tracks ran across the top of each battery. An inclined railroad connected a coal mine further up the mountain to the coke oven. And the railroad cars could carry coal from the mine to the batteries. But I remember they said something about they used to use these ovens to actually make steel. So along the remains of the hill road in Coops Creek in Dunlap, the oven park offers a glimpse into the mining industry that was a thriving economic sector in the Sequatchie Valley. So that was really cool. They went on and on. And I did take a picture. And then they, of course, it was all about their folk music. And here, let me move these. I was able to, on that trip, I think this was this Friday? Oh, yeah. So this was a Friday adventure where we were able to, okay, now this also in Dunlap. I need to clamp this in because this is the actual mayor we got to meet of Dunlap when we was downtown. So I will put this picture up front. And, of course, we went to the Cookie Cafe. And I realized why it was a cookie jar cafe, because they had so many decorative cookie jars. And while we was downtown, I didn't show you all this, which were, we were in the music section of downtown, the music station in Dunlap. And so this is Cody McCarver. He's now like some country gospel singer, but I know he was telling us all about the type of music he created. And so here we are. in the actual valley. Song of the year that he wrote. God did that. Outlaw gospel. So this somebody created a mirror on the wall of him. And I took a picture of that. And here it is, one of the stores that they own. And I was able to take a picture inside the store. And this the Cookie Jar Cafe. I am going to see if I got a picture. I thought I printed it off, but I didn't. Of the actual cookie jars that was so beautiful within that cafe. They had great food. But it was also a farm. And I think this is where we started at. Or ended. I think this is where we ended at our last live. And so I wanted to show you all. Let's see. So this right here, not him, not quite. We were in Cumberland. When did we go to Cumberland? So we did a Cumberland trail. Let's see. Because that was the state park. Was that morning? Yeah. That was that morning at the state park. But it was that Tuesday that we were able to do. Let me show you all. That was Thursday. It had to be Tuesday. Because here it is. Yeah. We was at the Cumberland Trails Park. And they had to be in Tuesday, which is, yeah, here it is, Cumberland Trail Park. And you guys, I'm going to add this picture here because this picture is one of the actual cave that people had access to, but they don't anymore. But this actual cave, like there's an entrance, and then he said before all the formation of the rocks, you used to can go through there, but it's closed off now. But people used to actually go through there, mine through there. It was just a local park and open to anyone. So that was one of their caves. So I took a picture of that when we did that walking trail. That was wonderful. And we was able to do this last one. And I would find, I think this had to be Tuesday. Let me see. So I can give you the correct. No. It wasn't Wednesday. Was it Thursday? No, it wasn't Thursday. Was that Monday? Let me remember. When we did that trail. Okay, that was actually Tuesday. It was Tuesday. So here we went hiking in the Stinging Fork Falls. And I'm going to create a complete layout of that. So we went actually hiking. And when I tell you, it was one of the most beautiful parks. But it was such a strenuous walk. Here we are before we walked. And this is Laura. Laura is one of the regional managers. And me and her, for some reason, just bonded and stuck together because that was a hike. A lot of people turned around, but me and Laura was able to start it and complete it. And that'll show you how high up we were, how we was able to look out once we made it so far up that trail. Here's another picture of me, the Stinging Fork Falls State Natural Park. And that's me before the hike. Here's another picture during the hike. We both had to get a stick because I see that walking stick helps to balance you and to help you to maneuver through all of the rocks. Okay, here's another picture I was able to have her take once we actually made it so far up. Here it is once we started the hike. It was showing us about the trails, which way you're going, and that was the Cumberland Trail. So I will put that back by that picture of the actual map. And look at this, you all. That was steep. That is when we kind of made it down. Because, you know, once you go down, you got to come back up. But see how steep that is? That was pretty steep. Here is another one, show you how steep it was. It was an actual hike. And now I get to take this off of my to-do list. I wanted to do a hike, and I actually got to do one. Let me show y'all. Ooh. So this is my actual bingo. And I am going to take off a few things. And I know hiking should have been on here. I love outdoors. Let's see where hiking is. Nope. I've done that. Okay, I don't see hiking. Hiking is something I've always wanted to do. So I will add these in one of the blanks. Yeah, I am shocked I didn't put that on there. Because I just knew I did. I was telling somebody during the hike that was one of my kind of like personal things I wanted to do. Like my little bucket list for this year. So I will add that on. I thought I'd done it, but I guess I didn't. So yeah, it was pretty steep, you guys. It was steep. Let me see if I can light it up. Let's see. So yeah, these are some pictures from there. And it was pretty cool. I loved it. I felt so satisfied within myself that I done it. It was tough, but I got it done. And I will add that on my bingo card. Let's see what else. So we got to do that. We did have dinner. And I got a picture of that one. But for the most part, let's get back here, I think. So here we are at the butter dish. This was our actual last day. Because we went to the cookie jar. So the last day, we went to lunch. And remind you, lunch was provided by the state. So they did provide our food, the trip. I got to get a picture in the restaurant. They had a lot of these type of, what do you call it? Stuffed animals. And so here I am with the bear they had. And I think that's pretty much it. I saved a lot of the flyers from each city. And I was able to say also this map. It was like a guided map to kind of show you also about all the state parks, the rivers. It goes like that. So I like that. Show you the trails, pork trails, and it shows you so many centers, parks, museums, and the surrounding states, how you can get to them, how the river, the Tennessee River, how far it flows down. So it was so wonderful, so knowledgeable. They taught us and shared with us. I felt so honored and privileged. I didn't take it for granted at all. And so this was my way of showing you I appreciate it by creating this portfolio book. And these are some upcoming things that the city offers. Some trips, planning, recreational and fishing, and who they are in Rhea County we was at. And so I kept all of that information. Here's another flyer I kept. Flag Day is coming in June for them. Their fishing schedules. And this is one of our guys, tourism guide that was with us. So I saved it was a she. I saved her card and glued it on here. And let's see, what is that? Oh, okay. Just some coupons that we was able to go to at the different places while we was there. And we was here. You buy 2 entrees, you get 1 free. Yeah. But we had appetizer everywhere we went. So, and this like a little bingo card. I just brought it along to show you the state, flour and all of that. Of course, it has like a little state coupon for the park's gift store you can shop at. And a lot of times, if you wouldn't know these things unless you go to state parks, that they offer so many different things. So, yeah, I just wanted to share that with y'all. These are just some extra items. I didn't want to throw them away. I didn't need them. Okay, here, this is what I was telling y'all about that. I took a picture of that Nick's Grill, so I stick that up front. I don't know why I didn't get a picture in the restaurant. And this is everybody that went with us. I thought maybe I had like some smaller souvenirs that I can stick in here. But I actually didn't. And the zipper broke on that. So I don't even know why I even got that on there. But that's fine. And like I said, that kind of gives you a breakdown. This was actually my sheet that I wrote on every day. We got to meet the mayor of each county. And I definitely made sure to put them down. So this is the mayor of Dunlap. We met the Chamber of Commerce, Janice that was there. Cookie, at the Cookie Cafe, we met the mayor there. Clint Hush is the mayor for that city. And Mayor Philip Winky, is that Kago or Eagle? So we met him there in Pikeville. It was so great. So I kept that. And I like the fact, like I said, this is a reminder that this front letting us know that we was there for that year and that I got to go and visit. I am grateful about that. I have a few more pictures to add in, but due to me not going live, I wanted to kind of give hubby some time with doing the barbecuing, and I did some corn on the cob and some baked beans. And so, and like I said, here I will write in some other little things, and I haven't stamped it, so I will stamp that. So that'll be it for our video. I appreciate you all watching it, liking it, and share it out, because somebody might like my content of me creating jewelry art, junk journals, and that kind of content. I appreciate you guys. And remember to stay humble and kind, because someone needed. And I promise they need it from you. So bye, my butterflies. I see y'all soon.